Welcome back! If you're new here, I'm Kathryn, the Aerogarden Homesteader, and today we're showing a little sneak peek of a video that will be coming out soon. Look how cute and fuzzy these little plants are. They are so adorable. The pepper plants are looking so good, compared to outside at least. And I even have little peppers growing in there. The tomatoes are looking great. The only problem is they're sucking down a lot of water. It's probably a good problem to have. I don't know if you can see, there's a little pepper growing right there. So I finally got some that have pollinated and are staying on. I do think that I might need to increase the level of food. And then I wanted to show you a quick sneak peek of something else that's coming. And here's how the lettuce plants are doing. Oh my goodness, I actually feel like I am struggling to keep up. And there's literally only 6 plants down here, plus the perpetual spinach. Everything is looking so good. This one particularly I feel like I'm really struggling to keep up with because it's kind of hard to sometimes pull out the bottom leaves without tearing some of the upper leaves. So I kind of default to this one when I'm pulling out a leaf when I only need a couple for making a sandwich or, you know, a burger type thing. This one is getting out of hand. Oh my gosh. It's not gone to seed yet, so it's just getting big. And this one's kind of the same thing where it's hard to harvest the stuff underneath. Although I probably should try to go through because it is very wilty underneath. It's I definitely feel a difference between the top leaves and the bottom leaves. And then, yes, my poor cilantro is still going, trucking along. It has been pushing out new growth. When it puts out these stalks like that, it means it is trying to go to seed. So I really just need to start a new batch and take this one down in my copious amounts of free time. Oh my gosh, I have been canning up a storm. Our apricots and peaches all came ripe at the same time, and I've been dealing with that. So yeah, this is indoors, and I will show you how the outdoor garden's doing. And finally, on to the outdoor garden. The broccoli is doing really well, although I keep forgetting to come out and grab it, and some of it just keeps going to seed. So I should probably either just pick it and be done with it, or just come out and eat it. And then, in exciting news, there are ripe tomatoes, finally. So I can come out and we can do a small harvest and get some salsa going, which will be exciting. My son has been begging for it. The pumpkins are looking good. I got a second one growing on this vine. The one on the ground is actually starting to change color a little bit, which I'm a little surprised on, but cool. And then this one's just taking over. I don't think it's actually put out any fruit yet, which is kind of a shame. This one definitely has a fruit. Ooh, that's a big one. Boy. The peppers are putting out pepper plants. Let me see, is the cucumber doing anything? Not yet. I see little baby ones, but I don't know if they've been pollinated yet, so I guess we'll see. The tomatoes. The potatoes. So I finally just came through and cut all the flowers off because I didn't want it putting energy into fruit production. I want to put energy into tuber production. So I finally just cut those off. They were, you know, the fruit's toxic. I really don't want to be generating toxic fruit. And then my cabbage is looking really good, surprisingly enough. I really struggle with slugs, and so cabbage is just sort of something I can't grow. And then there are a couple of tomatoes in here that are starting to ripen. So I believe that these long ones are the Rio Grande, and they're kind of interesting. I really can't wait to cut into those and see how they are in, you know, comparison to the Romas, because they're supposed to be very similar. Yeah, this is another one I didn't quite get to in time. Apparently nasturtiums are hard to get rid of, so I guess I'm stuck with nasturtiums forever. The dill, which I propped up, fell back over. Then there are a bunch of tomatoes on this side, so this is awesome. I feel like a lot of my onions and onion things didn't do very well. The garlic didn't do well, so I don't know what was up with that. Basil's doing great, went to seed. I'm probably going to have basil forever as well. So let's see, on the other side here, see there is a little baby cucumber right there. There's another little one down here. There's another one up here. You see right there. So there are some, And each little node apparently has put out a male flower with some female fruit forming. So that is pretty cool. There's another one there. So it is happening. It's just taking a while, unfortunately. The pears are looking pretty good. Can't wait. The apples are looking really good as well, considering how we just had to take a whole bunch out because of worm issues. These cherry tomatoes, they are ripening up like crazy. I was unable to get the vines up into the trellis, so they are all over the ground, which is not the best, but we're dealing with it. And I will probably pick most of these that are ripe and roll those into salsa, even though it is a wetter tomato, just so that I can keep up with it. Though I might start drying them, because I find that the dried tomatoes, if I dry them part of the way until they're pliable and then put them in the freezer so they don't go bad, because they will have moisture in it, when I take them out, they're kind of like raisins, and they taste really good in salad. So it's a great little taste of summer in winter. Now I picked one yesterday. The zucchini is doing the zucchini thing. So I got 2 of them in here, and I think the other one has disappeared into the strawberry plant, and I can't see how big it is. It's probably a baseball bat at this point, so I will have to deal with that. And then my wall of sunflowers just keeps getting taller and taller. So that's a little disturbing, but really cool at the same time. I've been going through and picking off the heads as I've noticed they've been ripe, and putting them in a mesh bag and just leaving them in the shed because, you know, earwigs is a thing. So they will dry out in the shed, and then I can give them to the chickens later on or over the winter. Now, I have been thinking about this bed here with all these strawberry plants in, and I am actually considering pulling them out slowly and replacing them with red berries. I'm going to keep the other ones as, you know, white berries, but I'm going to replace this entire bed with red berries, I think. They are not very productive if there's no red ones nearby, and they really take over. But, you know, at the same time, red ones would take over as well. I do see some more cherry tomatoes on the ground there. You can see them down there. And then I've got more. These ones are mixed tomatoes. I have no idea what I planted where. I thought I had some beefsteak. Those must be beefsteak because they look round. So that's pretty good. And then, oh, I got more strawberries coming in. So these are red ones. So this is what I want to replace. See, look, I mean, these are huge. This is a strawberry. Those tiny little ones that we get from the hula berries, they're just like, this is the size we end up getting. Maybe a little bit bigger, but they're just really tiny. And this whole thing, this whole area that produced strawberries, there's like 3, 4 that produced fruit. Like almost none of them produced good fruit. So they're prolific, they just don't pollinate well if they don't have a pollinator nearby, and they don't produce fruit well. And I don't know how much of that is based on needing a pollinator. So I'm going to just slowly start taking out this and replacing it with the red ones, because the red ones do better. Yeah, that is a massive pumpkin. Okay. And then there's really not much else going on. The herbs are doing really well. I have not been harvesting the chamomile as much just because it seems like it's mostly done. So I'm just waiting for the little sprouts to catch up. I do have to wait for the mint to get a little bit bigger, but yeah, no, it's doing pretty good. And then chickens are doing well. They come a-running when they think there's food, and they know it's me that gives them food. So yeah, so that's just how everything's been going. We've just been busy, busy, busy. So keep an eye out for some processing videos for apricots and peaches. There's going to be a lot of them, unfortunately. So anyways, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will have some videos up that you might enjoy, and I will see you next time on the Aerogarden Homestead.